Hi guys. So, first off, sorry about my look today. I'm kind of winding down for the day. It's like 11:13 at night. So my hair is a mess and I have no makeup on and I'm wearing the t-shirt today. But whatever. So, what I decided to do, another part of my channel was sometimes I could review some of the TV shows I watch. Not all, because I watch a lot of shows, but maybe if there's season premieres and finales, if there's special episodes, and whatnot, just episodes that stood out to me, I might review them. So today I'm going to review So You Think You Can Dance. They were in the top, sorry, my hair is messing up. They were in the top 14, I believe. So You Think You Can Dance is one of my favorite shows in the world. I watch it every single summer. I'm in love with that show. So I just thought I would review it today. So basically, the season has not been my favorite just because, the Olympics got in the way and they keep having to take these long breaks. And then when they get back from the breaks, they have to eliminate 700 people from the show. Tonight they had to eliminate 4 people. And I'm like, there's basically been 2 or 3 episodes where they're actually dancing and we're already in the top 10. I really didn't, I don't know. But since the Olympics are over, hopefully we'll have an episode every week like it should be. So that's good. Also this week, what bothered me is this week they did a Mia Michaels week. All they did were old iconic standout Mia Michaels pieces, which I love Mia Michaels and she's an outstanding genius of a choreographer, but I feel like if you're gonna make me not watch the show for 2 or 3 weeks or however long it was, then I want y'all to come back and I want to see some original choreography. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, all the dances were fabulous, obviously, but I just, I want to see something new. You know what I mean? So, and it was kind of hard to judge because all you could think about was people who originally did it. I don't know, but I'll just start with the, review. I have notes on my phone, so that's why I'm not texting and videoing. That's kind of rude. Okay, so they started off with the Mia Michaels group dance, which I thought was pretty cool. They had ropes coming out of the ceiling, which was different, and they did a lot of cool stuff with the ropes. The girls were freaking beasts. They were climbing the ropes without using their legs at all. I can't even take 2 steps up a rope with my legs, so I thought it was cool. Eliana did awesome in this piece. Eliana's my favorite girl. I love her. But she did really good in this piece. She stood out a lot, so yeah. Okay, and speaking of Eliana, segue. Eliana and Cyrus started with the Mercy door dance, to Mercy, which was originally done by Twitch and Katie, I think. And this dance was cute. There wasn't a lot of dancing in it, I felt like. I mean, I don't know. I just felt like there wasn't a whole lot of dancing. There was a whole lot of acting, which is fine because, I'm an actress too, so I appreciate it. But anyway, but I thought, besides that, I thought that the dancing they did do was great. I thought they were both very in character and spot on and good, which is important. So overall, it's a pretty good job by Eliana and Cyrus. Next, Tiffany and George did Hometown Glory. I can't remember who did it before, because I didn't start watching So You Think You Can Dance from season 1. I started in season 4 or 5, I think. So I think that this dance came on before I started watching, really. So I don't know exactly who did it, and I'm really sorry. I should probably have learned that before I did this video, but whatever. But Tiffany and George did it. I thought that they did a beautiful job. George is one of my favorite guys, but guys are kind of tough. I like a lot of the guys. But anyway, I thought the lighting was really cool too. The light guys didn't they get nominated for an Emmy? The lighting on So You Think You Can Dance, they do a really good job with the lighting. So I thought it was good lighting. I also kind of thought that, I'm sorry, I keep moving. But I also kind of felt like I watched George a lot more than I watched Tiffany. I don't know, Tiffany's just always been kind of forgettable to me. And, it was the same with this dance. I mean, I was basically watching George the whole time. So, that's that dance, but it was good. Okay, next, Amelia and Will did the butt dance. And again, I did not see this dance before. This was a new dance to me, but they did the butt dance. and Amelia stuck her butt out a whole lot, and Will looked at Amelia's butt a whole lot. So, I thought it was cute. I think that it was kind of just the sort of feel of the dance was kind of cool for Amelia because, she had like the beige, corsety sort of top, and like the lamps and everything was all kind of a little bit slightly 1920s-ish, which just suits Amelia, obviously. But, I thought that the judges were going a little overboard with them, like, not being in character. I thought they were pretty much in character. Maybe because I didn't see the dance before, so I don't know. But I did agree with Nigel that, what did I put agree with Nigel on my notes, and I can't remember what it was. But whatever Nigel said, I agreed with it. So, yeah, it was something about characterization. So, yeah, I thought this dance was cute, but kind of forgettable. Next up was Darian and Janelle. They did the bed dance to Dreaming with a Broken Heart with all the rose petals everywhere, and there were rose petals everywhere. And as far as I'm concerned, Janelle wasn't even in this dance because this dance was all about Darian. Darian rocked this dance. He did a really good job. He was strong, and he was jumping around and doing crazy flips, and I just loved it. And Janelle was just sort of in the background throwing petals around and, whatever. I thought that Darian did a great job with this dance. So, and I know that part of the reason why I didn't watch Janelle was because she wasn't given much to do. That's what she was given to do, was throwing around petals. So I would have liked to see her do something more, but she just faded in this dance to me terribly. So, but Darian, fabulous. Next was Matt and Audrey, who did the dance about that Mia choreographed when her dad died. I lost my train of thought. It was about when it's about reuniting with a lost loved one in heaven, and I thought that this dance was pretty. I thought the judges kept, going on and on about how they didn't bring the emotion, and I was like, well, they looked joyful to me. When I go to heaven, if my parents are there, already, hopefully they will be. Not because I want my parents to die, but I don't want to die young. Okay, anyway, but hopefully when I go to heaven, I'm going to see them, and I'm going to be happy to see them, So I thought judges were going a little bit overboard. But the dance was, it was pretty, but it was a little bit forgettable, so I will give them that. Next was Whitney and Keon. All I wrote was gorgeous and awesome. Oh, bench dance. The bench dance is obviously one of the most famous, one of the most iconic dances ever put on So You Can Dance. It was beautiful choreography, beautiful dancing, awesome. Obviously Travis Wall and Heidi, no last name, did it originally, and Travis, of course, killed this routine when he did it. He's phenomenal. But I thought that Keon did a great job with this dance too. I really like Keon. He's another guy that I really like. So I thought that Keon was awesome, and Whitney was awesome too. Like, even though this is another one of those dances where the guy's given a lot more than the girl is, I still think that Whitney really, I still watched her, even though, it's one of those dances where she doesn't get that much, and I thought they did a great job. And I didn't know the story behind this dance before until Nigel explained it, about Mia loving a guy who was gay or whatever. Like, I didn't know that. So I thought that was interesting. It made me go like, oh, okay. Okay, and then next up were Cole and Lindsay, and oh my gosh, they did the addiction piece, which is one of my favorite pieces ever to be put on So You Can Dance. I loved this dance. I loved Kayla and Capuno when they did it. They were absolutely perfect. Cole and Lindsay, I thought, were not as fantastic as Kayla and Capuno. It's really hard to beat that. But I also thought that they were very different from Kayla and Capuno also. I think that, Lindsay kind of interpreted it a little bit differently than Kayla did, and Cole was a lot different than Capuno in his characterization. Like, when Capuno did it, he was like evil, and he was like enjoying, how evil he was, and enjoying the pain that he was inflicting. He was like awesome. And I feel like the way that Cole did it was more like just cold, expressionless, no emotion whatsoever. And so they were just, very different in their interpretations, but I think that Cole was great. I love Cole's another guy that I like. Cole, George, and Keon. Those are my 3 favorite boys. So, yes. So, yeah. And then, of course, they had to announce the bottom 3. So, the bottom 3 girls were Amelia, Lindsay, and Janelle. And the bottom 3 boys were Darian, Matthew, and George. And I was so upset because the girls, that was fine. I was fine with them being in the bottom 3. But the boys, I love all 3 of those guys. And so I was really upset, for them to have to go, But, Amelia, of course, did a great solo. Although it wasn't like 1920s-ish. It was like a normal solo, it was fun. She's a great dancer, a beautiful dancer. I was very sorry to see her go because she was one of my favorites in the competition. Janelle's solo was very forgettable. She's done way better solos before. And I was fine with Janelle going. I mean, she needed to go. It was time. It was a good time. And Lindsay's solo was surprisingly good for a ballroom solo. It was surprisingly exciting. Because, when you're in ballroom, it's so hard to do a solo. Like, what are you supposed to do, But I thought she did a good job. I still think that they should have saved Amelia instead of Lindsay because Lindsay and Whitney are so similar. I mean, there's 2 of them. Like, I would have been okay with Lindsay going. But she's also been doing a great job in this competition. So, kudos to her. Next out of the boys was, what boy went first? George. George went first. And you know how I feel about George. His solo was awesome. He's great. He's thebomb.com. And then next was Darian. And Darian is such a powerful dancer. And it's just those feet. Now that the judges have been really picking on him for it, I've been watching it and I'm like, oh my gosh, his feet really are like clubs. And it's terrible because he's perfect everywhere else, but he's just not born with good feet, and that sucks. So I really hope that, he learns to get over that so that he can still have a good career because he is a good, powerful dancer. And then Matthew's solo was, it was just a contemporary male solo. It was good, nothing really standout-ish, but I loved Matthew, and his blue eyes are beautiful, and he's so cute. And I was sorry to see him go because him and Audrey were one of my favorite couples besides Lindsay and Cole. So, yes, I was sorry to see him go. But all in all, it was a pretty good episode. I mean, it was weird. It was, hard to compare them to, the originals just because, you don't want them to be exactly like them, but then you kind of do, and it's, confusing. So, anyway, let me know what you thought about the episode if you watched. And I'll just talk to you guys later. Alright, bye.